Hi team, so number 7, 2 jugs each contain 350 millilitres of milk, 5 bottles each contain Y millilitres of milk. Now Peter tips all the milk from the 2 jugs and the 5 bottles into a container. The total amount of milk that Peter tips into the container is 2.8 litres. Find the value of Y. So that's going to be 2,800 litres. That's really important to do to begin with. And then in the jugs, 2 times by 350 is 700. So we can kind of set up an equation because 5 times by y will be 5y. So 5y plus 700 is equal to 2,800. I'm happy with that. That makes a lot of sense. Now the 5y, or whatever's left in the bottles, is going to equal 2,100, and we simply divide that number by 5, and it tells me that the value of y is 420. Okay, question number 8. As an examiner, I hate marking these. Or do I? I think this one might be okay. Bargain Crafts and Arts Store each have a special offer on tins of crayons. Bargain Crafts, crayons, $4.20 per tin, special offer. Pay for 2, get 1 for free. Art Store, 5 tins of crayons for $18, 25% each pack of 5 tins. Heidi buys 30, Amir buys 30, one goes to one shop, one goes to the other. Work out the difference between the amount Heidi paid and the amount Amir paid. So we need to work out how much they've all paid. So Heidi getting 30 tins, if it's 2 for 1, she'll pay for 20 tins. So pay for 20 tins. So 20 times by $4.20 is $84. Now the art store, 5 tins of crayons is $18, 25% off each pack of 5. Well, they're going to get 6 packs of 5. So 6 times by 18 is $108. And then we need to take 25% off. So 100% take off 25% leaves 75%. So this is going to be multiplied by 0.75, and that is 81. And that means that the difference between the two, 84 take away 81, is $3. Okay, question number 9. A circle has a radius of 9 centimeters. Calculate the area. So this is pi r squared. So the radius is 9. So you only need to put that into your calculator. Pi times by 9 squared. That's funny. 81 pi is what comes up, but you need to get the decimal value. So 254.469, and then we round that to 254 for 3 significant figures. Okay, the diagram shows shape A drawn on a centimeter grid. On the centimeter grid below, draw a rectangle that has the same area as shape A. So I'm going to need to know the area of shape A. Again, I'm counting squares, just like we were earlier in the paper, which is crazy. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So to do a rectangle, I can do a 4 by 6. We could do a 12 by 2. Probably won't fit. Might fit widthways. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And you'll use a ruler and a pencil. So a 4 by 6 rectangle will do the trick. Oh, lovely. Algebra. What have we got? 8 marks on algebra. Cash in on this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big misconception here is people will put 5e. It's not 5e. It's e to the 5. Okay, simplify this. This one is where we put the number in front. So we have 3m. Now, these are all g squared. So our answer will be something g squared. 3 plus 7 is 10. Take away 4 is 6. Expanding, so a times a is a squared, a times 8 is 8a, so it's a squared plus 8a. Factorize, so we can take 5 out, 3x plus 4. Right, sorry, I went over that one a bit quick. We can divide both those numbers by 5. So 5 comes on the outside of the bracket, and then you divide both of those two terms by 5, and that will then give you your solution. For the expanding, we're just multiplying each term by what's on the outside of the bracket. Okay, Sophia sells D packs of toy cars and H boxes. Each pack contains 3 toy cars. So a pack is 3D for that. And then a box contains 5, so that's 5H. The total number of toy cars that Sophia sells is T. Write down a formula. So T will equal 3D, because every pack is worth 3, plus 5H, because every box is worth 5. Job's a good one. Okay, sorry, distracted by an aeroplane outside. 3 marker, I've got loads of time still. Shane buys a clock in Australia. The clock costs 232 Australian dollars, and in India, an identical clock costs 12,420 rupees. 23D in Oz. India 12420. The exchange rate is 1 Australian dollar is 54 Indian rupees. The clock costs more in Australia than in America, or sorry, than in India. Work out how much more. So I'm going to multiply my dollars by 54. So 232 times by 54 gives me 12528 rupees. Then we're going to subtract the 12420, and that says it's 108 Indian rupees more expensive. I'm not bothered about the units because it doesn't tell me it has to be in dollars, so I'm happy to go with the Indian rupees. And then we've got 2 parts on the answer line. Okay, fantastic. Okay, question 13. Tom wants to knit an item for a baby. He can knit a jumper, or a blanket, or a hat, or some socks. He can knit using white wool, or he can knit using yellow wool. Tom chooses one item to knit and one colour. Write down all the possibilities. So he can have a jumper that's white, he can have a blanket that's white, a hat that's white, socks that are white. And then we can repeat all of this, but we can then change the colour. And that's all of our options, all 8 of them. Okay. Down to question 14. Describe the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape B. Well, this is quite fortunate because this is a rotation of 180 degrees with a center point 0, 0, because we can see that that shape is rotated around there. Isn't that wonderful? Okay. On the grid, reflect shape A in the line of symmetry y equals -1. Now, y equals -1 is the line that cuts the y-axis at -1, and then our reflection just means that we're going to put a new shape exactly the same distance but on the other side of the mirror line, like so. Do I need to label it at all? No, we're all good. Okay, question 15. We've got 2 more to fit in. Complete the Venn diagram for this information. So we've got our universal set, which looks like it's the numbers 11 to 20. In set A and B, we've got a list of numbers. So the numbers that are in both, 14 and 16. And then in these other ones, A, we've got 11, 19. B, we've got 12, 15, 18, and 20. That's it. That's done. I don't need to do anything else. Or do I? I do need to do something else. So, have I used 11? Yes. 12? Yes. I haven't used 13, so 13 has to go on the outside, and I reckon people will slip up on that, so be aware. 14's done, 15's done, 16 is done, 17 is not done, 18, 19, and 20. Good, so we've got 2 numbers on the outside. Super. Right, question 16. Use your calculator to work out the value. So 17.9 divided by, and then I'm going to put this into brackets, so I'm literally writing it out like this, 8.61 plus 2.36. And that's all I'm going to do at the moment. I'm not going to go any further with it. Then I'm going to add, now I'm going to take away the 1.2 squared. So I'm going to do answer and then take away 1.2 squared, and that gives me 0.191722886. Done. Okay, that's it for this video. Our next video will contain the crossover questions, so I will see you at the next video.